Star Wars Bounty Hunter is a game I've been wanting to play for quite a while now. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but weirdly enough, I've never really played any of the classic LucasArts era Star Wars video games. But that's something I've been correcting these past few months. Battlefront 1 and 2 got ported to modern consoles in the Classic Collection, and I finally got to experience and review those games. But since then, I also got Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 on the Nintendo Switch. I cannot wait to check these games out. But one of the old Star Wars games I've been wanting to play the most is Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and it just got remastered and released today for modern consoles, and I've been playing it. I've been playing it a lot, and I have a lot of thoughts I want to share with you. So I'm going to show you some raw gameplay. I'm going to review this new remaster of the game, but before I do that, click that subscribe button. I talk about video games all the time on this page, day one reviews, other video game discussions. But enough with this introduction. Let's talk about Star Wars Bounty Hunter. So first off, let me tell you what kind of review this is. Like I said, I've never played Star Wars Bounty Hunter before, so this isn't going to be me comparing this remaster to the original release. This review is going to be from the perspective of a brand new player playing this game for the first time. I'm going to treat this review like I would for pretty much any new video game release, and it's designed for people in the same situation. People who are interested in picking this game up for the very first time, and who are looking for someone with a fresh new perspective with no filter of nostalgia to give a review. But on the flip side, if you have played this game before, it might be cool to hear someone talk about this game who's never experienced it before. And also, this is a first impressions review. I have been playing it for a few hours now, but I haven't completed the story. I certainly haven't obtained all the trophies, and all of the gameplay footage that you're seeing is from the first couple sections of the game. But with all that being said, what kind of game is Star Wars Bounty Hunter? It's a third-person shooter through and through, an old-school style, classic, bombastic, shoot, 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 and shoot some more style game. There are some other mechanics, of course, but 90% of what you're going to be doing in this game is holding down the right trigger until every person, alien, and robot in your path has ceased to be sentient. And that sounds simple. And it is simple, but so is the act of breathing oxygen, and I love doing that. The core shooting in this game can be a blast. You have your dual Mandalorian blasters, that's what you'll be using mostly, but after a bit you'll get a flamethrower. You can pick up enemy weapons every now and then, but this game isn't called Blasty Shoot 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 Man. It's called Bounty Hunter, and you'll be doing a decent amount of bounty hunting as well. A lot of your core objectives in the game are going to be hunt down and find a main bounty, but every level has a certain amount of optional bounties as well. You can equip your visor and scan people and see if they have a bounty on them or not, and if they do, you can either kill them and bring them in dead, or you can hog tie them with your whipcord and bring them in alive. And like I said, they are all optional. You can choose to do them if you want to fully embrace the bounty hunter lifestyle, but pretty quickly in the game I decided I didn't really care for the most part about the optional bounties. Only when I needed a small break from shooting people did I decide to actually bust out the old visor and actually do my job. But there's other gameplay mechanics as well that adds a little bit of depth to what is, again, a pretty simple game. There's some light platforming, climbing up on ledges, jumping from wall to wall, cutting your way through doors and grates, unlocking new gear as the game progresses, like your jetpack, which once you get that pretty early on, lets you access parts of the levels that were locked off before, and the jetpack also adds a nice touch to the combat as well.
I don't have any money left.
How about you? Interested in a jetpack? Barely a scratch on it. It'll look great with that battle armor. It's same color even.
I'll take that off your hands.
How much you offering?
Your life.
But how's the story? Let's talk about the story now. It's honestly not that bad. Again, I haven't beaten the game, so I'm sure I haven't seen the biggest narrative beats just yet, but the setup gets the job done. I won't spoil anything, but it's not the most compelling story to be told, but it at least had me interested in what I was doing, narratively speaking, which is always a plus in a video game for me, and the voice acting is pretty good as well. I'm forgetting his name, but the voice actor for Jango Fett is the dude that plays him in the movies, and he also plays Boba Fett. And again, I didn't play the original version of this game, but I can tell you that this is a pretty decent remaster. The graphics obviously aren't amazing, but they do get a nice upgrade compared to older footage that I have seen. They look better in the game than they do in the video you're seeing right now. You can also choose between old school controls or a more modern control scheme. I played with modern controls and it felt just fine. You aim your gun with the left trigger and you shoot with the right, or you can lock onto enemies by clicking down on the right analog stick, swap weapons with the D-pad, jump with X. You get the point. The controls feel how they should for a third-person shooter game. The camera follows you around smoothly for the most part, and I guess that can lead me into some of the criticisms I have with the game. But like I said, the camera follows you around smoothly 90% of the time. I never really had to mess around with where the camera was aimed, but every now and then the camera would just randomly start spazzing out on me before correcting itself pretty quickly, and once or twice the character would get stuck in a wall. Then I'd die from fall damage even though I didn't fall, but those two things were the only real flaws I experienced with the game in terms of the remaster. But I do have a critique with the core game itself, and that's that it's insanely easy. You can fall into a hallway filled with 10 enemies, all running at you and shooting at you simultaneously, and as long as you just spam shoot them, you're gonna kill them all with ease and take practically no damage. I didn't see anywhere that I could up the difficulty. I may have missed it, but I didn't see that option anywhere, which really sucks. And it does kind of lessen the experience, at least for me, just a little bit. It's still fun as hell to play through, but it feels a bit unrewarding due to how easy it is, like winning a foot race against a bunch of legless orphans. But if you couldn't tell, I am enjoying this game for the most part. I'm definitely gonna load the game back up after I finish this review. I'm gonna continue to play through it, but I hope my enjoyment at least lasts the whole way through. I like the core gameplay. It's really fun for sure, but I can already start to feel a bit of repetitiveness, and the lack of difficulty does leave a noticeable sour taste in my mouth. But anyway, that's my quick and brief thoughts after playing Star Wars Bounty Hunter for a few hours now. Have you played this remaster yet? Did you ever play the original release, or are you gonna ignore this game completely like you have before in the past? Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and thank you for watching, especially if you watched this far.